We're all here to help each other out. This video will actually show you that people are not terrible human beings. And when animals get stuck or they need to be saved, they know who to call. If you're up for an uplifting video, this one's definitely for you. Here are the animals that asked people for help, and let's dive right into it, shall we? This fox stuck its head inside a car wheel. When the man saw it in his backyard, he immediately brought the fox to the vet. The man told them that it was probably looking for some food, and that's how it got stuck. After anesthetizing the fox, they used a little piece of plastic to get it unstuck. Oh my God. Now tell me that you won't stop the car when you see Bambi calling for help. These people had to stop their car when they saw this baby deer stuck in the water. They pulled her out and left her in the forest so her mother could find her. A few hours later, the little deer came back to the woman that rescued her. She took her to the vet, and there they took good care of her. She even got a little toy giraffe to act as her mother. Aww. Just look at this baby kangaroo waiting for the woman to save him after the fires. She got a bottle of water and cooled off his burned hands. Afterwards, she even kissed the little guy. Later, you could see the lady and him walking slowly, helping him to deal with the injuries. Meet Acorn, the little baby squirrel that was rescued by a random passenger. The man that found him lying on the floor and waited to see if the squirrel's mother would come around. When she didn't, the man took this little baby to his home. Before he had opened his eyes, he was hesitant to take the formula, but after Acorn opened his eyes, he had no problem eating. This has got to be one of the saddest videos on the internet. During the Australia wildfires, this video of a koala went viral. As the little bear was trying to get away from the fire, she was spotted by an elderly couple. Hearing her screams, the woman went in and covered her with a blanket. When they brought her back to safety, they immediately poured water over her hot body to cool it down. This man found a little gosling that was hatched too early. There were 7 other eggs underneath the mama goose, but they hadn't hatched. This little guy did, and because of this, her own mother didn't want her. The guy tried to shove her underneath her mom to get warm, but the next day the little gosling was still 4 feet away from her. She had crawled under a pipe, hoping that it would get her warm. The man was heartbroken, and he took the little gal home with him, nurtured her to health, and this is her right now. This diver found a little fish in the ocean, and it was laying flat on the ground. When he went down there to help the little guy, he was motionless. A little shaking of the bag, and he was free once more. As soon as he got out of the bag, he swam away. Kayaking near an abandoned island. This man from Paraguay saw an abandoned dog that someone must have left there. As soon as he saw the man approach, he started squealing for help. The man got close to the shore, got out of his kayak, and picked up the dog. The whole way back, the little pooch stayed calm, and he couldn't wait to reach the shore. They took him to a shelter, and after a few months, he was looking much better. This wild fox had its head stuck in a jar. These 2 guys saw it struggling, and they came to her rescue. The fox stood still as the man was trying to remove the jar from his head, and as soon as the jar came off, she sprinted all the other way. There was no thank you or nothing. After cutting the piece of plastic cutting onto the baby seal's neck, the little guy didn't want to leave his rescuers. What started out as a terrified little seal turned out to be a very calm and felt secure with its rescuers. While these 3 teenage girls were doing their hair for social media, the cat had a bright idea. He got stuck inside a lampshade, and the girls started freaking out trying to free it. Luckily, the cat was a-okay after the little mishap, so there's nothing to worry about. This group of rescuers found a sea turtle with a piece of plastic stuck in its nose. As 2 people pinned the poor guy to the floor, the 3rd rescuer went in and hesitantly pulled out an entire plastic fork from her nose. That's why we say to recycle the plastic. A giant snapping turtle laid its eggs in this guy's backyard. At first, the man didn't know what was going on, but he actually realized there was a lot of turtle eggs in the sand. He took care of them until they hatched and then contacted a local reptile shelter. They told him to free them into the wilderness, otherwise he would be messing with their development. He put them into a bucket and took them to the local beach. Man, it seems like foxes can't learn to keep their heads out of jars and cans. This fox had a hard time getting the can of food off his head, and when the man saw him in the backyard, he immediately removed the can. Seeing how the man helped him, the fox even allows the man to pet him. This turtle had a large piece of fish net lodged into its throat. These rescuers found her and immediately got to work. After carefully holding her down, they were finally able to take out the piece of net out from her throat. The turtle probably knew these people were going to help her, so she didn't resist. This woman found a stray dog on the streets of her hometown, and she just couldn't leave him alone. She got a blanket, wrapped him inside, and took him home. There, the lady blow-dried him and gave him a little something to eat. Even though he was weak at first, you could see how thankful this little guy was. These two men found a bunch of seals on the beach, and when they ran to save one of them, the rest ran away. Luckily, they caught the baby seal from a fishing line, but you could clearly see it was terrified. The guy made sure to hold her down while his friend used a pair of scissors to cut the rope around her neck. After its release, he didn't even want to run away. This is the story of how a woman found a rare white baby squirrel on the side of the road. She took it back home and she could clearly see this little guy was in such a rough shape. His only body functions for the first few days were swallowing the food. After a while, he began moving around the house, and eventually he even started climbing trees. This was the first time that the woman finally decided to take him out into the wilderness and set him free. Although this one had us rolling on the floor laughing, it's still pretty traumatic for the cat. He got inside the bag, but then he tripped and fell over the counter. Thinking that someone was chasing him, this cat darted across the room, hoping the bag would come off, and when he couldn't break free, his owner actually helped him. This man found a bunch of fish that were stranded on the rock of a dried-up creek. Not wasting any time, this man saved many of the fish's lives as much as he could. One by one, he went over the rocks and threw the live ones back into the water. The rest got eaten by predators, and you could even see snakes and vultures all around the creek. On a related note, we wanted to know, what would you do if you ever heard an animal calling for help? Would you stop and help it, or would you walk away? You can tell us in the comments section below. If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.